Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Let's go ahead and make sure you all can hear me. If you would please go ahead and type the number 1 in the comments section in that chat box to let me know that you can. I would greatly appreciate it. And as we get started here this morning, keep in mind that everything we go over is for educational purposes only. Nothing is meant to be advice or recommendation. And if you like what you see, make sure you follow along on the various social platforms. Ring that bell on YouTube. Subscribe. Make sure you find out all of the recent content that we put out, all of the new content that we put out. Good morning, everybody. Well, what a day yesterday was, huh? Wowzer. What a day. Let's start off by looking at the futures. Let me bring that up. So actually, I want to go and look at the S&P 500 first on the end of day chart. What was the number I heard this morning? Yesterday for the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P was the worst day since June of 2020, right? 165 points to the downside. We normally move, which is crazy already, a little over 100 now, 105 points a day. We moved 165 yesterday, right? And that was just on a closing basis, not necessarily high to low. We were more than that on a high to low. So what an amazing move yesterday to the downside. We're getting back near that 20% again as far as pullbacks go. So, and again, we did hit it. We came and hit it intraday right there. Actually, we just missed it. We didn't hit. We just was shy of it. We bounced off. It's funny. Everything I talked about in power option plays over the weekend with what's going on with the S&P, with this pop-up that we're looking, where we're sitting right at resistance, where we popped above once before over here and then failed, and we did it yesterday and got 2 days ago, got a massive fail yesterday. It's all coming to fruition, guys. We are not done at any point yet in the near future with going down, right? So, not at all. All right, let's go look at the futures then. So we'll start off with ES. We're down 47 points right now on top of the 160 from yesterday. 200 points so far to the downside on the S&P. The Dow is down 365. We just had unemployment claims come out, and we got a big red candle on that announcement. NQ is down 143. The RUT's down 19. Bitcoin's up 205 to 29 in jingle. Ethereum's under 2,000 at 1950. Gold is up 17 points. Oil is down 234. Gasoline hit all-time highs apparently today. I haven't checked gas, but gas hit all-time highs. I mean, we're talking about some serious moves. I mean, look at the move in gold right now. Look at this bottom chart right here where my mouse is moving. Look at the last couple of candles on gold, 1826 to 1836. We're up 10 of that 20 points of gold in the last 20 minutes, right? Half of the move has been within the last 20 minutes of the market, right? All right. Sean said, had a perfect setup for a bearish trade on SPY, but chickened out. Would have been killer. Yep, I'm going to go over an SPY trade today, Sean. He said, wow, close to 20%. Absolutely. It's awesome. And NASDAQ has already hit 30%. Prior to yesterday, it's hit 30%, right? So we were beyond that already at yesterday's point. So, or had hit it before yesterday, I should say. right? So let's go ahead and jump in. Let's take a look at the trades from yesterday. This is where you go ahead and drop in the trades that you did as well. This is all about community, right? There's a reason that I do this, and it's not so I know what I'm going to be looking at today. I already know that without having to come here and teach it. I do it so that all of you can learn how, not only what I am sharing with you, but how others are progressing and working through the markets and trading and so forth. Is everything going to be a winner? Of course not. Doesn't matter if you made money, lost money, broke even, funded, not funded. I don't care. Just drop the trade in and share with everybody else here on how things are going in the markets. All right. So with that, I got a couple of them from yesterday. So CARR was the first one. They got a downgrade from Bank of America. So let's go over to this template here. Let's go over here and let's go look at CARR. I think I got it right. I did. Okay. So CARR, I said a retest of the 39.20, then a bear call spread, right? Guys, if you look at what happened, we gapped down, we came up, and the highest we got to on that wick is 39.48. Right? The open was 39.20. The close of this candle was 39.20. We were looking for the retest and the fail. When we got the fail, there's the entry. It came right back to where we wanted to. It confirmed the move, and then it rolled over. Right? Here's the problem. For a $2.50 increment, a 42 and a half call, we would only have been able to get 25 cents. So I chose not to take the trade at that time. But I'm sharing it with you because the pattern set up. This is what you want. Getting in as it gapped down and getting in up here, we were so far away. We wait for the retest and the fail. If we would have bought a directional put, yeah, we would have done well, but not what I did. Right? I don't know CARR at well enough that I want to go and pick a directional trade on it. Right? Lowe's was one we did. Okay. LOW. So Lowe's, we had a bear call spread above 197. We had to go with a 197 half and a 200. We were able to get 60 cents on that credit spread and get out of it by the end of the day. You could have exited that trade for a nickel, right? So you could have picked up 60 cents, got out for 5 cents. It was a 55-cent profit on a $200 risk. So 50 cents on $200, it's 25%. I mean, great rate of return, right? So overall, nice setup there. My favorite one was the SPY, right? You know I love pivots, and you know I don't take breakouts. I like retests. So what happened? If I grab this drawing tool, let me just change the color out of that red, which is going to be, oh God, awful on this chart, right? We had this breakdown right here, right? Came down to the low there. We retested here, and we failed. And there's the entry, okay? Target is right here, T1. So you're getting in right about that 402.5-ish level, and 400.5 is the first target. Now, what I did there is when I saw the moves in the market yesterday, anticipating what had already happened, right, up here, we got this gap up the day before, right, this gap up here. We were looking for that break of that 40.21.61. My thought was, if we broke the 40.21.61, yeah, we've got that 4,000 level to be contending with, but we're back in a true bear bias at that point. And I'm wondering if we're going to get a similar candle like we had here, and I mean, Monday morning quarterback, right? Obviously we did, but it wasn't Monday morning quarterback for me. It was, this is what we're going to do. So I got out of half of the trade. So we got in at 402.25. Right, when the stock was at about 402.25. We got out of the first half at $400.50, and that was right about 10:30. So right about that candle was the first half of the exit, right? My stop at that point was above the midpoint, so 401.5. I'm going to give some back. I'm going to give it some wiggle room, right? I'm okay with that. It would take me back above the 8 moving average. I'm good with that. And I'm watching as we go, and my target for this says, okay, I am going to use the 21 moving average as that exit point. At that point, well, look what's happening there. We hesitated for a little bit. We got to about 11 o'clock. We got our next drop. We got into the lunch hour mode, and we just kind of went sideways. I wasn't going to let that worry me unless we closed above the 21. We just continued to drop, continued to drop, continued to drop. 355 candle, 5 minutes before the market closes, approximately. we're out of that trade when the stock's at 391. 391 to 402. That's $11 move on the stock with an 85, 88 delta at that point, 90 delta. If it's a 90 delta, just easy math, with an $11 move is what? Almost $10 move on the option for that trade, on an option that you would have spent $4 on, right? Phenomenal setup in the market. All right, so let's see. Sean had said that's right there what I missed on SPY. We didn't have a technical retest of the S2, so I hesitated, thought it was a valid retest as far as I was concerned. Dang. Yeah, and that's okay, Sean. Unreal on the SPY. I love SPY, say hey. I don't see a reason to trade anything else many days. Sean, go for it next time. Absolutely. You got it, say hey. And guys, listen, if you look at that trade and go, I don't know, and it was going to be a funded trade, set it up as a non-funded trade. Place the trade. Go through the emotions. Go through the feeling of it. Go through the setup and see exactly what happens in there, right? So let's see what else we've got here. John said SPY, 3 trades short number 1, up 24%. Long number 1, down 27%. Short number 2, up 103%. Then it kept going. There you go, right? That was right here, John, right? So let's see. Chris said COP stopped out. ARKW, 26%. Qs, 135%. Really nice. ADI, 70 cents. Lows, minus 5 cents. SPY, 78%. Great job, Chris. Great job. Down in Chris, Target, $450 on a bear call spread. $350 on Visa bear call spread. I love it. Both from yesterday. Erica said closed out vertical spread on Coke for 55%. SPY 76%. Woo! Robert, bull put spread on TJ Maxx, TJX, still holding, stopped out on Qs. I'm in the AM. Oh, in AM. Okay, in the AM. Didn't go back after that drop. I wish I had traded. I know, Robert. Drea said, are you going to be doing this daily here, or is this a one-time thing? This is every day. We've been doing it now. Sean, help me out if I'm wrong, but I think it's about 7 months we've been doing this daily. And the goal is to do it daily. Every once in a while, things come up. We had family issue last week that I was gone most of the week. But, yes, we're here every morning, right? We'll be back again tomorrow. So, Dre, it is an everyday thing. All right, let's see. Clapping for all. There you go, say hey. Yep, Sean said it's about 7 months, Ray, that we're doing this now, right? Okay, so with that, let's go ahead and take a look at today's candidates. So built out a watch list on Omega charts, and we're going to start off with BBWI, which had earnings come out today. And BBWI right now is down about 3 1/4 to 39 3/4, right? So if we go and look at a little bit of a bigger picture, we need to set up a Fibonacci on there. So we're going to draw the fibs here, right? And then we'll go to an F5. We'll pull this out. Fib is still valid, right? So what we're looking at is we're sitting at 39.71 right now. We got down below that 43 level. We're going to be looking at a bear call spread above 43 on BWI, right? BJ's earnings, and they're good. They're up $3.73 today. I am not surprised with some of these warehouses are do well, but they had gotten crushed the day before, right? So let's see. Let me get a bigger picture. So look at that move from 35 up to 75. Not as good as a Costco, but we had a vending company, a couple hundred vending routes. We sold it off, a few different people. We sold it off. And Costco was always a better deal for us than BJ's cost-wise. Let's see. So, guys, I don't have a great fib on here. No matter where I look, yeah, I'm stalling a little bit. No matter where I look, I don't have a great place to draw the fib. That works, right? That move down, a lot of sideways yuck, the gap, and then that push down. But it isn't one of my favorite fibs, that's for sure. Right now, with that being said, we're looking at 50 versus 55. which is $5.06. We don't need a fib in there. So right now we're sitting at 57 and jingle. So we're looking at a bull put spread above, or below, not above, below 55. I need to make my A look like a B. Okay. Below 55. All right. Next is KSS, which is Kohl's. Guess what? They're down. So Target down big yesterday. Walmart down big, right? Target's back in the news again today. So was Walmart, but for a different reason. But we'll get into them. So they're down right now, 280 at 40.33. They do have weekly options on them. Let's look at the bigger picture and see where this fib is, if it's still valid. No, probably not. So let's see. Let's look at the move we've made in here and see that bounce that took place in there. So we're going to come off of that. No, we're not, actually. So let's do that again. Let's go ahead and, that move up would be our high point there. Coming down to here, we made it up through the 236, so that's a good sign. 42 to 46 is 4. We don't need a fib in there. That's another good sign. And we're down at 41 right now, right? So we're down below that 42.16, which means we're looking at a bear call spread above 42. Folks, listen, all I do before I prep for this, I don't go, ooh, let me go find all the best ones and set them all up. And I go and I find candidates. That's it. You see many times I don't even have fibs drawn on the candidates. And what are we doing? I'm doing it in front of you just as I would be doing for myself. Normally, if I were not doing the show, I would just do this as soon as I found the candidate. I would draw the lines. Do I like it? Yes, it stays on my list. If not, I take it off, right? So it's not about just finding good candidates. It's about getting rid of the bad ones and keeping what's left over, right? All the cream rising to the top, right? All right, next we've got NSC. Now, we've only got 3 candidates left after this. So go ahead and drop in the trades that you want me to look at, right? It's always a big help. Excuse me. Not only for me, but for everybody else. Yesterday, I think it was Robert had listed Facebook out there, right? Had given out a trading plan on it. Look at Facebook's failure. Boom, chagalagalaka. Just awesome. What a great, great setup. And this came from another student. So it's all about the community, folks. So go ahead and do that. Drop those candidates in, right? NSC was a downgrade by Citigroup, right? They right now are down $4.54, yowzer, to $233. So let's see what we got here. This is the first place I see that we would have a fib drawn, right? We draw that there. We snap out. Let's scrunch down. And right now we're sitting at 233. So this makes our job easy. Bear call spread above 238, right? Just above that fib line. We're down here at 233, right about there. Perfect. SNPS was earnings there up today, $7.43. They're up to 280. They were up a little bit higher than that earlier. Overall bearish pattern. They're sitting at 280, which is between the 8 and the 21 moving average. And we've got resistance at 281. Next. Right? Traders' favorite word should be next. Right? Pass on the garbage. This, to me, doesn't meet the sniff test. Now, if you're interested in this one anyway, let it get above the 283 level. Maybe to 284, 285. Pull back to 283. It's actually 282.91, the 21 moving average. Pull back to that level and bounce, and then go ahead and take that trade. Right? If you're interested in a bullish entry. I am not. I'm going to pass. Target, right? So it's really follow-up on their earnings. There's just bad news on it. They actually got a downgrade today as well. It wasn't a major company, but it's that follow-up news on it, right? So right now, Target is down. Well, it's actually only down another 36 cents, right? So the reason this one's on my list today is more of an explanation, and it is one that I want to look to trade, right? And what I'm saying about it is this. If you look at this and say, all right, it got hammered. Should I go ahead and buy stock? You may be a little bit early to the game to buy stock. Well, should I go ahead and buy puts on it then? Well, you may be a little bit late to buy puts. could this have been an overreaction? Do we see a small bounce in there? I think you really have to play this on things like pivot points, support and resistance levels. You really want to play it off of those types of key entries. For me, a move like this, if I can't find an ideal setup, and I'm not going to see it with moving averages, I'm not going to get confluences unless my pivots and my Fibonacci's tend to line up, right? So a little bit of caution there. If we're down 36 cents right now, we're at 160.80. We're still above that level, right? That 160.22. You could look at a bear call spread above 171. And if we look right now, since we really haven't moved, if we look right now, the 171 calls puts me at 172 half. See these halves? It has no open interest, no price. 67 half, no interest, no price. 62 half, no interest, no price, right? They probably just wrote them. So be cautious of that right now. But we're saying about 171. We can go to 175 and pick up 48 cents and spend 23 cents on the 180. So you've got about 25 cents in there, give or take, okay? You have to make the decision if it's worth it for you or not. Last one is UNP. All right, let's look at a little bit of a picture. I want to see where this fib comes from. We violated the negative 618 in there, briefly pulled back. There's really nothing to redraw that would work for us, so we're going to leave the fibs as they are. Right now, UNP, by the way, they had a downgrade from Citigroup, so Citi was a busy boy yesterday. $5.36 to down to 219 half. So it's actually 219.63. We're just below that 219.92 level. So it's a little bit concerning to try to take that 219, 220 credit spread right now. We're so close. So here's what I want to see the stock do. Move down around 218. And I'm going to write 218-ish. Then retest the 220 level. Then a bear call spread above 220. Right? At least now I've got something backing it up. It's not just we're on this big gap this morning that we could easily, potentially fill that gap. We're going to work on that from the opposite side of it by having some info on it. All right. Okay. Beautiful. So John put in for candidates, and remember, last chance to drop them in, folks. SPY current price 387. So let's actually do this first. Let's flip the switch. Get over to all candidates. Let's go to SPY. Let me see what SPY is showing right now. 387.85. Short off of the negative 618 line. So if we are 387.80 right now. So we're down below the 388.35. This is the line John's talking about. Short off of that line. Now, I've got a negative 1 in there. 368 to 88.20. I don't need a fib in there. Right? Let's see. Manage with the 5-minute, 8-moving average. Sometimes it's better to watch the SPX levels and sometimes SPY levels. Trying to watch both. So I like the plan, John. Here's what you might want to consider. When we get to the point that we've got these huge distances between the negative 618 and the negative 1, and when I say huge, it's 20 points, right? But our fib is 21.5. So in reality, we don't need it, right? So either A, I'm going to set a target at the midpoint anyway to get out of half the trade, or I'm going to tighten my stop up when we get to that midpoint. If we continue to push through, I'll open it back up. If we bounce and start to go the opposite direction, I'll exit the trade. Sometimes with these big numbers, it's better off to just take what you can get than trying to go for the home run, right? And then set your second target at that 368. All right, hope that helps, John. Let me know down below. Alan said Adobe. Alan, I think Sean's rubbing off on you. He talks Adobe a lot lately. Let's see. So Adobe, where are we in pre-market? ADBE. We're down $3 to 295, we'll call it. So here's our 300 line. We're just down below there. Alan, another stellar candidate. Adobe. Write it down, folks. You see why I asked others to drop their candidates in? Adobe is a great setup for us, right? Confluence of the 400-point level along with the 399.37 moving average, right? He's looking for a retest and a fail of the 400. Love it, Alan. Love it. Absolutely. Everybody give Alan some kudos for giving you potential awesome trade for today. Let's see. Debbie's asking for GPS. So you've got to be cautious, period, Debbie, because of earnings, number one. And number two, retail is just not done well. So you may want to be, if you're looking for a day trade, phenomenal, right? We're in a bearish bias right now. Oh, holy mackerel. I don't trade GPS. They're at $11.50 yesterday. Where are they today? GPS. Yeah, they're following retail. They're down another 21%. 21 cents rather. God. 21%. Let's see what we got. Let me unscrunch. Yeah, I mean, that's really still the best fib for us. 10 and 12, $3. We need a fib in there, so we're going to need a negative 0.5, which is at 11. We're at 11.34 right now. So, Debbie, you got support at 10.94, resistance at 12.09. Hope it helps. Let me know down below. Robert's asking for Apple. And when I say let me know down below in the comments section, right, which helps us out immensely when you guys leave comments in there for the algorithms. It helps us get found and so forth. So Apple to the downside on the bounce off of the 0 fib line. So, all right. So I have it. Let me see, Robert. So this fib, Robert, you must be drawing. I'm assuming you're drawing down to here, which is okay. I've got it drawn to this fib here. We've not really violated it. Are we bigger though? Let's see. Maybe we need to change it just by size. $24, $27. See, we do. All right, so let's take those out. Let's pull this fib back. One of the major times to redraw fibs is when the recent move is bigger than the previous move. Even though it hasn't violated the negative 618 on a close. All right, so on Apple right now, we're at 140 down 82 cents. So we're still up near that. We're still above that 138 level, Robert, 38.80. So get me down below the 139, retest and fail. Let's see what we've got for next level. 31 to 39, we're looking at 8. We don't need a fib in there. So 131 is our next target. All right, hope that helps, Robert. Let me know in the comments below. Chris is asking for ENPH. ENPH, push below the 153, retest and fail, the support at 133. All right, so let me pull it out. Here's the 153. 13 to 53 is 40 points. We need a negative, not negative, sorry. We need a 118 inside of there, which also means if we need the 118, we also need the negative 136. So let's just add both of them in. Can't have one without the other. So right now on ENPH, where are we? They're down $1.50 to 154.5. So you're looking at the retest of that 153 and the fail. And the best thing about that, Chris, is what? You've got the 8 moving average right there, locked and loaded. Confluence, it makes this an A trade. Get me down to about 152, 152.5, somewhere in that level. Come back up and retest near that 153 area and roll over. And I love the trade you've got there. ENPH, I'm going to write it down. All right, excellent. And what else we've got in there? Hope it helps. Did me, Chris. So appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah, thanks, Alan from Say Hey. You got it. I agree. Thumbs up, John said, on YouTube will also help if everyone does it. There you go. So start throwing those thumbs up in there. Appreciate that, John. Let's see. Karen wrote words. Okay. I don't know if that's a symbol. or saying, I'm just going to type something in. Yeah, it's not as simple. Okay. So, all right, folks, there you have it. So listen, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to get really good at trading, you better get really good at Fibonacci, right? If you have not gone ahead and taken this free training, click on that link. And obviously, there's all kinds of stuff inside of here. Key to be free, we taught the last one last evening. Sean's going to drop these links in right now. We'll have a replay up on this shortly. You got Trading Coach's Playbook, comes up each and every Friday. Folks, there's so much free content that we offer here. You need to take advantage of it. You certainly want to follow through. So with that, make it a profitable day. Stay focused on the quest to becoming a great trader. Keep crushing it. And remember, you're just one trade away. Take care, everybody. I will see all of you at our next one, which is mañana, last one of the week. All right, take care, everybody. Be safe trading today. Bye for now.